And speaking of that young person listening right now, what is a business opportunity that you think right now, if you were five, not in the business that you're in,
Right.
but 5 years ago, you're 17, 18 years old. What is something that you think is an opportunity for these kids coming up or young people coming up right now?
I think that there's so much emphasis on like the new trend, right? And it's not always the new trend. You don't need to find. I mean, that was me. I was looking on YouTube, googling things like how can I make money, and there was always someone trying to sell you a course
Or AI is real big right now.
right. And there's always something that's new, but that's not always what's like the best thing. You know what? Like off the top of my head, there are how many lawns that need cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's how many driveways that need shoveled. People don't want to do that. And if you can provide a service for someone, a service that's not going anywhere, it's not going to change. Like if you can just get started, it is better to get started now than to not start and then look in 5 years to be sitting at your desk or in college and go, man, what if I would have started 5 years ago? I mean, seriously, like borrow your mom and dad's push mower and then go door to door and ask if they need their lawn cut. Someone's going to say yes, and then that's money that you made.
Because then you're going to see an opportunity
Right.
for that. Like you start with staging. Like,
Yeah,
okay, well,
exactly.
look where you're at now.
Exactly. So I think, I mean, it's hard to pinpoint one thing that I would say, but like even thinking back to like 2 years ago, I was like, man, I should have started a lawn care business, right? There's just so many different businesses, and that's the thing that I really do love about talking to people, listening to podcasts, and just learning more is that there's a million and one ways to make money. What's important is just finding one and sticking with it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna succeed. You're gonna do well.
Yeah. So what advice would you give? So someone found a business idea and they're going to start it. Advice would you give for that first year in business?
I think that you have to learn that life is not what you see online, on YouTube, on TV, right? I started flipping houses and I flipped 3 houses. That was another entry after I did pallets. It's like, man, let me borrow some money. Let me flip some houses. Learned a lot. I mean, a ton, right? It's not HGTV where you go in there and then like you flip it, it's nice, pretty, and you make $1 million, right? There's things that you truly don't think about. So I think my advice would be, one, start. Whatever it is, start. Don't always go with the newest thing. If it interests you, start. Do that. Awesome. But start and don't get that analysis paralysis, right? Don't be like, oh man, I want to do it. I just don't know how. I don't have the money. If you can just start. And then the second thing I would say is stick with it. I mean, like you said, you can remember your first year in business. I remember my first year in business. There were highs and there were a lot of lows, right? And a lot of learning opportunities. So take everything that you can, the lows, learn from them. The mistakes, learn from them. I mean, it happens and it still happens to me. I mean, I learn every day. But I think the two things would be start and then don't give up. I mean, just when you get started, the people that don't succeed in whatever business field it are the people that just end up giving up because it got hard. And business is hard, right? So I think that would be my top 2.
Awesome. And then